Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm casts this side of East Yorkshire, and today I have a 1v1 on Emerald River. Over in the Necron corner we've got Super Q Dot, and over in the Space Marine corner we've got Absent 70. Absent going to go for triple scouts as well as a chapel barracks, whereas the Necron player is going to go for quadruple plasma generators, quadruple builder scarabs, double Necron warriors, and a Necron Lord. So Space Marine player over here not opening up with an early servitor, does have time to play for as the Necron player. Takes a little bit longer than most other races to get up online, putting down 4 plasma generators really early, and look at that, he's putting his little rally points on the plasma generators. If you are new or getting back into Dawn of War after a long time and you really want to play Necrons, what a lot of Necron players do is put all those plasma generators down early and then just rally the scarabs everywhere, just to, just to make the whole early game a little bit less stressful and a little bit less micro-intensive. This scarab over here is going to be capturing this strategic point. Scouts over here moving over to the relic over yonders. I do quite like this map. It's like a gentleman's sophisticated version of Blood River. You do have critical locations going all the way down the middle. In fact, are there only two? Ah, there's only two. So there's one over here and one over there. We do have these really delicious looking slag deposits over here underneath this little Necron arc and all these shiny green bits. Very, very tasty looking map all the same. So yeah, Builder Scab still capturing those bits and bobs. Everyone just in the capping point of their game. Plasma generator has been built up. Force Commander out on his way. Necrons slowly but surely getting their troops online. Necron Warriors having one extra dude in their Necron Lord on his way out as well. Scouts halfway through capturing this relic. So I imagine that the Necron player probably just going to be focusing on his Necron warriors, not wanting to tech too fast, too early. You never know what the Space Marine player is going to do early on in the game. Force Commander is out. Probably will be going around straight into the base, or at least in a offensive capacity. You don't want to see those Necron players having too much free reign to build up their economy and whatnot. Scouts trying to see if they can deny this strategic point over there, but the obelisk has been built up. Necron Warriors will push these guys away. We do have some scarabs over here going to try and capture this relic, although very naughty, very cheeky. These Salamander Space Marines have built up that listing post just in the nick of time before that scarab can start decapping that relic. Force Commander moving on to the eastern side of the map. Going to be adding some pressure onto whatever's going on over here. Necron Lord seeing this probably might go over there, see what we can do. Denying that listing post would be a great advantage for them, especially if they can get the decap. Do have some Necron Warriors over here chasing away these double scouts. 2 scouts won't do all that much in the way of damage towards these Necron Warriors. We do have a heavy bolter turret going down here and then being cancelled. Very interesting. Maybe thinking that they were going to anticipate some sort of push going down here, but when the Necron Warriors didn't chase after them, decided not to commit to the turret. Do have a grand total of 4 plasma generators. I do believe it's 4 is the ideal, the magic number, shall we say, for Necrons in the early stages of the game. Force Commander not really and to be honest, not much in the way of harassment going on from either side at this present moment. We do have some Space Marines coming round on this side. Do have some tier 2 listing posts. Well, in fact, just the one in the base at the moment. Might want to see that a little bit further up for some defensive capabilities. Do have Space Marines as well as the Scouts moving in, going to prevent the Scouts from capturing this relic. Necron Warriors moving a little bit forward just to give these Builder Scouts some breathing room, some retreating potential. Necrons are going to teleport away before losing a model, almost losing a model, but not quite. Builder Scouts though, been forgotten about. Does look like they will be taken down. They're going to move into somewhere. Not sure where, not sure what journey that they're going to go on. Apart from a journey to death. More Space Marines out on the field. These guys have now got 8 boys in their ranks. 4 dudes over here. Ah, there we go. The Necron plate is going to go for an early tier 2. So not going to go for the Forbidden Archive. Not going to go for any crazy nonsense. They have gone for a Disruptor field, increasing the health and overall damage of their Necron Warriors. But yeah, not committing too much to harassment or units at the moment. Just getting that Awakened Monolith online. Space Marines, dear oh dear, that's a third Space Marine squad being built up, so lots of resources going into Tier 1, so I'm expecting a big Tier 1 push into the Necron base. Not going to go for their Tier 2 upgrades as of yet. No armories either. These guys going to go over here. Force Commander has been left on his Todd for a while. Just here to defend the listening post. Will probably have to be pushed away. Or not pushed away. We'll have to run away from this significant force of Necrons. Necron Lord firing his Staff of Light into the backside of the Force Commander, sending him back home. We have 50 resource and 45% build speed time to 92 and 10. It's not much in the way of green money at the moment, although a significant amount of blue money for this stage of the game. These guys will focus down on the enlisting post. Space Marines over here being built up. Force Commander joining their ranks. Will focus fire onto the Necron Lord. Flayed ones jumping round the back. Will force these guys backwards, using their mandibles and their claws to bite into the Ceramite armor of the Space Marine player. This listing post is going to go for Tier 2, so this does look like a good place for the Space Marine player to defend. Although this listing post has gone down. Builder Scarabs on the wings waiting to decap that when they are ready. Flayed ones pushing in a little bit, unsupported, might not want to go all the way. We do have a heavy bottle turret going down. Yeah, the Space Marine player is playing a very defensive game at the moment. Got a significant force over here. Could push in if they wanted to, but they are just going to defend as this listening post has been upgraded to Tier 2. Anything interesting going on in the base? There we go, they're going to go for a Tier 2. Off the back of just one plasma generator. That's quite an interesting way of doing things. We do have a Forbidden Archive being built up. We do have a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plasma gens going in. Flayed ones teleporting back and jumping back into the monolith. And it's a case of everyone just being a little bit cautious at the moment. No one wanting to properly engage Space Marines in Tier 2. I'm thinking, what else could they go for? They could go for some vehicles, although Necrons will be able to get their Immortals online. No armory at the moment, so these guys are currently unupgraded. No target, Pathfinder, optics, whatever you call their upgrades, the transhuman or bihuman upgrades or anything, so they are all just vanilla Space Marines at the moment. We do have a disruptor field on these Necrons, so they have been upgraded. Necron Lord probably... We can't see any of his Scaraby things around him, so... Probably no... Oh, what would you call it? It's a... Don't think I've even written it down in my book. I think that's one singular ability that I've not written down in my ability book, which is a crying shame. Necrons 4 apiece. Builder Scarab looking at this critical location hungrily. More flayed ones being built up. Do believe that they've got one squad of flayed ones in the monolith at the moment. Space Marine player just very content sitting down. They have managed to capture a little bit more of the map than a Necron player. In the way of, they've got a thermoplasma generator being built up here. Necron player going to get their own thermoplasma generator. With all these Tier 2, well, 3 Tier 2 listing posts is a significant amount of blue money, already peaking into the hundreds and sort of triple digits. 60 green money as well. John Cena being thrown down by the Necron Lord. That is the Solar Pulse. That is one of the 3 upgrades that he's gone for. Flayed ones jumping around the back. Necron warriors moving forward. 5 apiece now. Forcing these guys to separate. They have gone for their missile launchers for this squad. And they are going to go for double heavy bolters in this squad, so... Not spreading out the upgrades, they're just going to have 1 missile launcher squad and 1 heavy bolter squad. Flayed ones, very tanky mind you, but they are going to be cut down very quickly, as they are taking the brunt of double scouts as well as double Space Marines. They are going to tie up these heavy bolter turret there, managing to take out one of them. These scouts are being upgraded with flamers and plasma guns, ideal for burning away the morale of the Necrons, preventing them from reanimating themselves. This is quite a lot of Space Marines for the Necron player to deal with. Sergeants, heavy bolters. There we go. It's I'm not quite sure if the Necron player is going to be able to tangle with these guys for much longer. Although they are getting auto-replenished. A phase shift going down, keeping the Necron Lord in health, increasing his health regen. Do have some Immortals on the way down in case any Rhinos or Whirlwinds, or not Whirlwinds or anything, but there's no Machine Cult going down, so that's the thing. You don't normally see Whirlwinds in these games, do you? Not entirely sure why. Necron Warriors falling back a little bit into the safety of the mass on top of the hill. Blade Ones keeping these Space Marines nice and tied up. Their morale has been broken. Quite a lot of models on low health at the moment. These Necron flayed ones over here, keeping these guys nice and separated. Space Marines do want to clump together so they can use their combined arms to bring down bolt of fire on these Necrons. But the flayed ones are doing a wonderful job at keeping them nice and separated. These guys might have to just fall back and regroup and go at it again. Flayed ones are very, very slow. They would be able to outpace them. Necron Lord looks like he's going to be slapped down by this Force Commander. Managing to teleport away just in the nick of time. In fact, as he managed to survive, yeah, he's teleported directly away from the combat. The flayed ones furthermore breaking the morale of everyone and everyone. One Space Marine squad with only 2 models left manages to survive by the skin of their teeth. Entire Necron army teleports away. Apart from these Immortals that are going to focus down on this thermoplasma generator. Don't seem to be doing all that much damage to it, to be honest. It is quite a chunky boy though, 2,000 health in total. Will probably be chased away by this Space Marine force. And they will teleport away. 175 build speed to 105 and 60, so Space Marines not building up too much on their economic gains so far. Necrons rebuilding their forces. Gone for a greater summoning court. So more potential upgrades for the Necron warriors. Space Marine player over here building up a listing post on this relic. They have managed to decap it. Looks like they are going to not decap this. Oh, maybe they haven't even realised that the Necron player has capped it. Oh, there we go. They've bit of a delayed reaction, but they've managed to go for it eventually. Space Marine player, I'm really impressed. It's all on the back of just these infantry units. Not going for any machine cults, not going for anything like that. Just a mass of Space Marines. They are very expensive to keep at maximum strength if they have been brought down to low numbers there. Not the cheapest models to replace. Necron player going for some destroyers. That is probably ideally what he wants to do. Space Marine player, I mean, how many missile launchers? So we've got one going for... No, there won't be any built up in that one. 2. And yeah, they'll just have 2 missile launchers. So these destroyers, triple destroyers in fact, will have quite a happy time shooting away at the Space Marines. Listening post over here being shot down by the Necron warriors. Scouts falling back. They have built up a mine field over here. Blade ones, I do believe, will be sat nice and snug in the... Yep, they've got a grand total of 2 Necron blade ones in there. Going to go for some Tomb Spiders as well. Whether it's going to be in the offensive capacity or the rebuilding capacity, we're not sure yet. There are a lot of dead Necrons over here. We've got 3. That's 1 squad. It does take 3 models to make a Necron warrior squad, so that's 3, 6, 9. Yeah, so you can make 3 whole Necron squads over here if the Tomb Spider is allowed to just push in. Also being built up for some potential defensive plays should the Space Marine player jump in. Necrons over here are free to just push in as much as they want. If they see any mischief coming round at the back of the base, they could just teleport back in, which is one of the key advantages of the Necron forces. Although they are just standing in range of this heavy bolter turret. Might want to move in a little bit closer, and there we go. Bit slow, bit delayed. We'll see a second heavy bolter turret being built up. Might want to focus fire on that servitor. They have moved into range of the minefield. Flayed ones jumping in now. Going to slice away at the Scout Marines. Just focusing down on these models. Immortals moving around this side as well. Going to help the unit composition of the Necrons take down these buildings. What else do we've got? We've got a Force Commander coming out, so he died at some point in that last engagement. A machine cult finally going down. Got a bit of a flirt going on for the Necron player. Maybe saving up for going for the next upgrade for the Monolith. Tomb Spider chilling out over here. Necrons capping this relic. They might be going for a fully restored Monolith. Maybe that's what all this green extra money is for. Listening post level 2 being taken down. Do have some Assault Marines coming out as well. Space Marines with a Skull Probe, no less, moving in. Going to see this obelisk. Doesn't look like they're going to stand around. Oh no, they are going to stand around and shoot it down. That's fair enough. Managing to blow it up from a distance. The Space Marines do look like they're going to push into the base. Necrons have teleported back in anticipation of this. Destroyers are going to move forward a little bit. With all these Space Marines in the negative cover, now would be the time to strike, especially with them all being split up like this. One unit down here, and some units over here. They could focus down on one unit on the southern side, getting a squad wipe there. Flayed ones jumping in, providing the vision for these destroyers. Second unit of Flayed ones teleporting in as well. And these Space Marines are not in the best of positions. A third unit of Flayed ones. My goodness, that is a lot of Flayed ones to be contending with. Destroyers in hot pursuit. Might want to turn around and focus on these Space Marines that have fallen back a little bit, or fallen behind their retreating line. They are just going to commit to providing some sort of defensive retreat. Although the Necrons aren't buying it, they are just going to walk slowly past them, focusing on the larger target of the Space Marines over here. Necron Lord slicing and dicing. John Cena Beam comes over here. And now these Flayed ones are just in the best position possible. They don't need to be able to fire at long range. They can just move straight in, unhindered by anything. Heavy Bolter will also be hindered by this Solar Pulse. Do a Rhino coming in, as well as some Assault Marines. Well, this is quite a wash of corrupted Necrons. Yeah, the Assault Marines don't want to be tangling with those guys in close combat. They want to be tying up something else. Maybe these Immortals. Tomb Spider greedily capturing the dead and dying of the Necron tier. Force Commander joining his squad. Necron Lord jumping in the middle of them. Should be causing all sorts of mischief. Pushing one guy around. Giving him the Stone Cold Stunner. Destroyers moving in carelessly, gay abandon, firing at a target-rich environment. Space Marine player, what are you going for? What's your plan? Not entirely sure. Might want to see some land speeders, if anything. Use your Assault Marines to tie up these Immortals, land speeders to fire away at these Flayed ones, while causing your Heavy Bolters to be in constant movement. Assault Marines planning to target the Tomb Spider for reasons beyond my ken. Force Commander with his Thunder Hammer. It's a bit up shit creek without a paddle, I'm afraid. And these Space Marines on the back line, being completely forgotten about by the Necron player, still standing strong, managing to pull away a Flayed one unit. Space Marines having the morale broken. Sergeant almost destroyed. This unit over here being torn up by the triple destroyers. Force Commander doing his best, but will fall once again. And now the Space Marines are majorly on the defensive. These Space Marines over here deciding to go for a bit of a base trade. Energy core being built up by the Necrons. Huge green money float going on over here. Implies that a lot of money was spent on keeping these dudes alive. We do have a Predator ready to come out, although there's not enough vehicle cap for him, which is very, very unfortunate. A land speed, not land speed, a Predator would be ideal at the moment. This does look like a never-ending march from the Necron player. Space Marine player may being a little bit too defensive. Now going to jump into the orbital, well, when I said too defensive earlier on in the game, not pressing with their impressive amount of infantry units in the early game. They have popped all their boys in the orbital relay. These guys are focusing down anything and everything over here. We do have some... Well, was that some upgrades going on in that? No, but we do have a Tomb Spider and some Fires and some more flayed ones being built up in the base. Machine Cult does go down. Have a Space Marine plate yet. They haven't deep struck their boys yet. Does look like they're firing them in now. Essence of the Nightbringer being summoned. And it does look like that's all she wrote. Then again, from the game that we saw yesterday, anything can happen. Space Marines now jumping in en masse into the Necron base. There's going to be a lot for the Necron player to deal with, especially this Tomb Spider being stuck. That's one unfortunate thing about the pathing in Dawn of War, Soulstorm. Floater units have a tendency to get stuck in places. Servitor not being killed, managing to keep this stronghold alive for a lot longer than what would normally be. Immortals, not all these Immortals are within range of firing. They need to move up a little bit just to see what they can do. Some Necron warriors are being teleported back. Is it enough, though, to push these Space Marines away? I mean, it does seem like it, to be fair. 2 men in that Space Marine squad left. Stronghold slowly but surely being sliced down. Atom by atom being ripped apart by the Gorse players of the Warriors. Chaplain now online. We'll see if he can slap about this Necron Lord in close combat. But that is probably too much for even a champion, a chaplain of the Emperor to deal with. Space Marines still trying to give this base trade a go. Managing to almost take down a Necron Warrior squad, but then again, the moment that the Necron Warriors would fall, some fires would come out, and the Space Marine player has been taken down. So, valiant defense from the Space Marine player towards the end. Good that he didn't give up straight away, but there was just too many Necrons on the field. Anyway, yeah, cool, nice one. My name's been Mr. Landchat. Pleasure's always, never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.